What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cannonfodder. Welcome to the Gameblot. We are playing Terraria. This is going to be kind of like a let's play tutorial type, introducing new people to the game type deal thing here. I don't know what to call it just yet. We'll call it a let's play and it'll have other things in it. But yeah, in this we'll do all kinds of things from boss fights, building, NPC introduction. We'll take a look at what each of the different tool chests do, boss fights, arena building, and a whole bunch of wonderful, wonderful things. I'll be using two characters for this series. There'll be this guy and this guy. The idea is to have two characters, one to show progression through the game using one, and the other guy is just for my sound of mind so that I don't get too horribly distraught in between recording the different segments of this series. There will be probably a fair amount of editing, or I'll be switching back between the two of these characters. All the boss fights will be done with the other guy, and just some of the cool stuff will be done with this guy. One of the cool things that I would like to do is try and take on the Dungeon Guardian. I've done it a few times already. I've had the skull pit that results from that a few times, and I feel like it'd be a good idea to show you guys how that came about, how I get that done, as it were. So I'll be using this guy, my OP character, my mage, to yeah, go toe-to-toe with the Dungeon Guardian prior to the defeat of Skeletron. I think it is yeah, advisable to mention that fact. So prior to the demise of Skeletron, we'll be using this character to defeat the Dungeon Guardian. But yes, all the other bosses will be done with our other character. Yeah, so if you'll give me a minute here, I'll get myself a small little bit of a base set up on this island, and then we'll continue to go into what this series is going to be about. Yeah, we'll see you in a bit. And we back. Right, so we've done a little bit of work, as you can definitely see. In fact, we did a little bit of work, did a fair amount of work off camera, actually. Now, we're waiting for this slime to go away because I don't think we're yet ready and prepared to deal with him just yet. Nope, there's another one. Okay, so that's not the thing that's happening. Let's knock out a bit of our wall then in that case, because we've got another thing that we need to do. Escape. Right, we're going to be making our bed because right now our spawn is actually set over the other side of that bridge, which is not entirely conducive to, well, anything really, let's be honest here. I believe I actually need to get set up with a sawmill as well. So we have to destroy our little setup here. Good. There we are. Right. First things are definitely first, because, well, reasons. Right, now instead of me spawning all the way over here every single time I die and everything else, we're going to spawn somewhere in our house. We'll probably have to move this all down into a basement, or, you know, build ourselves an attic. But for now, I think we're going to have to just rip up some things and make do. I like spawning in safe places. Right, as you can see, things are generally fairly directional. The way you face is the way things are placed. Yes, it rhymes. I know it was terrible. It's a crime, but I can't help myself. Anyway, anvil always next to that because that's the way those things kind of roll. I need two platforms because this is how we also make space. Ta-da! Rightio then. So now that that's done, and we will definitely spawn where we need to. Our guide has arrived again. He died during the night. We're going to go gather a few more resources, and in fact, I'll just leave that there. Yes, I know that's an endgame item, but that is actually how I got over to this island in the first place during our intro bit, and I have yet to get rid of it. You know, we spawned all the way over here, so when I brought my character back, we destroyed our rock formations. Anyway, so we climbed down there, did some digging. There was a bit of copper and iron down there, some more copper iron here as cobwebs off to that side as well. We actually broke a pot and it opened a portal to get us 5 gold. So that's nice. Now this bit here is tricky. There we go, got him. You can place these up and down or side to side, like you can see there. It's an interim thing. I will be building another bridge like I've got over there for this one. Now, with some prior foreknowledge, as well as a suit of wooden armor, which I have yet to make for myself. Oh boy. As you play around with OP characters for a while, you kind of get used to being able to like insta-mine trees and stuff like that, so this is kind of, well, odd for me. Because I'm definitely not used to this at all. Yes, there we go, let's replace that, because that is definitely so much better. Now the key that I'm pressing to, basically I guess you could say reserve those slots and make sure that they don't move, is Alt. So Alt left click. It spawns you in with a copper short sword, which, quite frankly, is kind of rubbish. So the first thing you probably want to do is replace it with a wooden broadsword, just because the damage is a little bit better, and it does, while it swings a little bit slower, you're definitely going to be thankful for it because it is a little bit more of an AoE attack. So this one is a straight back and forth, whereas our broadsword actually is a swing attack, so that's pretty good there. Now, I will say that I have a little bit of foreknowledge about what's coming up next. I am not infallible, I am only human. But before you cry cheat, I did explore all the worlds that I started up for this series to see which one gave me not necessarily a better start, but at least a little bit more of an interesting start. Alright, so we get a spear, it does a little bit more damage than what we currently have already. So let's hotkey that. And we are going to have to make our way down. Now, I've only got 3, not enough dirt, which means we have to do some digging. Believe me, later on when we actually start doing digging properly in that, it'll be amazing how quickly, or how slow this was by comparison. Ah, good to know. We are in a tungsten world. So while I'm here, I might as well explain what that means. Various ores spawn within the world. You've got your standard ones like iron, tin, copper, that kind of thing, tungsten, lead, but these ores vary. So, for say, if your world spawns with lead, you won't get iron. If it spawns with tungsten, that generally means that there's no silver. Now, it's not to say that you can't get a hold of these ores and metals, because they will spawn in chests. You will get them as part of loot on the odd occasion from things like, there's a machine called an extractor which drops ores and stuff from blocks called slush, and there's another one, I forget what it's called. Anyway, so those kinds of ores will drop from other stuff. Also, you know, if you've got platinum spawning in your world, you generally won't have gold either. And it does the same thing for what is essentially hard mode. It's the hard mode ores. So one of the hard mode ores that spawns is adamantium. If you have adamantium, its equivalent is titanium. That won't spawn in your world. And we will look deeper into those when we actually have access to those ores. Our hard mode is a fair way off. So let's see if let's get our way over here. Light up. Combat with slime. I do like the reach of that. Right. There we go. Bingo. This is important. These are heart crystals. And you will need to find as many of these as you can to get yourself up to 200 HP. Actually, beyond that, 400 HP. So you'll end up with 2 rows of hearts, essentially, is what that is. Now, there are actually a fair few more of those down in our cave system, but I did want to explore up here first. You'll find those heart crystals scattered throughout the world. They'll be anywhere and everywhere. Oh, sweet, some good loot. Nice. I like that. They are very important. You can also turn them into other items. There will be an item later on in the game that will definitely be crafting for our battle arenas. called heart canisters. They are very important for making sure that we get health regen during boss fights. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm saying won't make sense for the time being, but that's Terraria. Oh, see, this is what happened to me earlier. You can get anywhere from 5 gold all the way up to 30 gold. It's incredible. Let's get some copper here. We've got some copper over here, which I won't mine right now. I'll get that later off camera. Bingo. Here we are. Let's see what we got. We've got some climbing claws. Ooh, potions. That'll come in handy. Cobwebs. Now, I made one of those earlier, but I probably shouldn't have. Oh well. Nothing there. We'll just have to keep going down. This will be incredibly slow, so I'm going to finish the rest of this off camera. And we'll see you when everything is done. See you back at the shack. And we're back once more. We did a little bit of mining. We lost some of our gold because we died, because we're idiots. We got cornered between 2 slimes. Did a sandwich and we lost a majority of, well, our gold things. So that was fun. Yeah, but we had a pretty decent haul, actually. A couple of gold chests, more ores. We've picked ourselves up a radar, which we got on camera last time. That is actually really, really handy. It detects stuff around us, which is really nice. I do enjoy that. We got 2 more life crystals, which we are going to eat. And we're going to stay underneath the 200 mark, the 200 HP mark, because the 200 HP mark actually marks the start of our first boss. And I don't want to deal with him just yet. Yeah. Nope, not keen. Because we are kind of squishy right now. Let's deposit all we can. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. But yeah, so we've done a few things. We've got some stuff. Let's go over basically what the things are. The radar is one of the starting equipments for a very, very endgame item called the PDA. It will allow you to do various things like tell time in the game, fish better, tell how fast you're going, how many enemies you've killed, what kind of loot there is around you, what kind of bad guys are around you, etc, etc, etc. This is the detecting bad guys bit. And also to tell if there are any particularly vicious enemies, any special enemies as we go. The other thing we've picked up, we've actually picked up another one of these as well down here, the shoe spikes. They help with climbing. So it says allows the ability to slide down the walls. All the tooltips for any item that you find that has a use will be underneath the item. For like crafting materials and stuff, you can go visit the guide. He'll tell you what can be crafted using that item, what items are used to craft that, if it is a material of some description. We've got a statue, which will come in handy later. It'll allow us to do some rather fun things with NPCs. Yes, Cannon is a dick to NPCs. Oh! Actually managed to pick up 2 more there. Yeah, so we'll just leave that underneath there. We almost blew ourselves up by stepping on the detonator, but as a result of finding said detonator, we actually managed to pick ourselves up a fair amount of iron ore, which will turn into stuff later. Potions, recall potions, very, very handy. They'll allow us to teleport from anywhere on the map back to our bed. Oh, we've got swiftness potions. It's run fast. It's a sonic potion, basically. Health pots, always handy to have. Very, very important to keep. Archery, which, actually no, we're not going to have that in our inventory. I'm going to do my standard thing. Yeah. We'll get to that in a second. It'll come in handy when helping people set up their class builds. We've got various other things like some weapons, throwing knives, and shuriken. Shuriken I'm actually going to put on here. We're going to put our copper sword back in the chest there. I'm going to put our wooden sword back in the chest as well. Glow sticks, it's just another torch. It's a material, works when wet. Torches don't work in water, obviously. More stars, It's going to come in handy as well, and in fact I'll show you what those things make right now. That's their primary use. There are a few other ones. You can create lamps. See, star in a bottle here. We have everything for that already. So in fact we'll do that, and we'll actually turn our heart lantern into, or our life crystal into a heart lantern. That'll be very handy for us during boss arenas and such. It'll also help increase our health regen around the base. Alright, so any status effects that we get will appear here underneath our toolbar. We've got banners from over here. These banners will, and there are more of them, will increase damage and defense from the following guys. So blue slimes, we can see one down there, and zombies, which you will have seen, which you will see at nighttime. There is the cozy fire, life regen. From our campfire up here, if we turn that off, it disappears. Obviously our heart lamp is more life regeneration, and our star in a bottle increases our mana regen, which we can again increase by swallowing those blue stars. Each of those blue stars increases our mana by 20, just as each of the life crystals increases our health by 20 as well. Alright, other things we've got. Anvil's fairly self-explanatory. That's for helping craft metal things. The furnace is used for crafting ores into bars. Crafting bench is used for literally everything. Alright, other things we've got here. We've got a sawmill for advanced wood crafting. It's how we crafted our bed. The heavy workbench, again, is also how we crafted various things. How we crafted these stones down here. Normally when you've got stone in your inventory, you aren't able to normally craft them into anything except stone walls with a craft bench, or a grey brick using the furnace here. Or that wooden statue. But it comes in handy, that bench. Chandeliers is just more lighting. The extractor editor, we'll get into that in the next episode, provided I can find some silt, slush, or fossils. But that's all we've got time for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to the very first episode. There'll be a lot of editing, a lot of cutting. Hopefully the stuff I'm explaining or telling to you makes sense after a fashion. If it doesn't, let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you once again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.